Today we are filming a very special video because after Papa left during the fall visit, we found out we got over 100 subscribers. We were so happy, and then we got put up more videos on this during this current visit, and now we have over 200. So for our 100 and 200 subscriber special, we are traveling 3 hours whatever direction it is to go west to Wisconsin Dells to go to Mount Olympus to film water slides, our reactions, everything. We've never been here before, but they just opened America's tallest water slide, and we are huge adrenaline junkies. We love roller coaster water slides. They got a wooden coaster that goes to sit down, so we're gonna get there and we're gonna see it. We're gonna see how everything is. So see you there.
3 hours later.
We stopped at Subway for lunch. We then proceeded to go to our hotel and then to the theme park, but of course, being the forgetful person I am, I forgot to film all of it. There we go! America's only America's only slide wheel! Okay, so you're probably wondering what the heck is a slide wheel, and I'm going to explain it. So, a slide wheel is basically when you combine a Ferris wheel and water slides and put them into one ride. Here is what Medusa's slide wheel looks like from the outside, and as you can see, it's rotating. When you're inside it, however, it does not feel like it's rotating at all. It's a very unique sensation that you can't get on any other slide. It is nice. This literally hurts your brain so bad, just trying to figure out how it works. But it's because the whole thing is moving, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's so cool. Woo! I got water in my mouth. It's salty. Whoa! It's actually a lot more intense than it looks. Ah! Oh! Woohoo! Ah! Oh! When you look behind you, it looks like it's upside down. Oh! Woo!
Next one is going to be
Here it comes. We're almost to the end. Well, then we go to the pitch black part. It's dark. We go into nothing. Here we go. And now we can't see anything. It is pitch black. This is so much fun. Alright, so now it's time for my honest review of Medusa's slide wheel. I personally love this slide, but I'm going to be rating it on a few different levels based on a scale of 1 to 10. So to start, we have Thrill, and I'm going to give it a solid 7.5 out of 10 because it is still considered a family ride. However, it still packs a pretty good punch. Next is Theme. The video looking at right now is the trailer, and the physical slide itself doesn't have a whole lot of theme, but I'm still going to give it a 6 out of 10 because, I mean, if you're going to put that much effort into a trailer and it has a good color scheme too to match Medusa's snakes. Finally, fun, easy, 10 out of 10. This is one of the funnest slides I've ever been on. It's such a unique experience. I absolutely love it. Papa does not love it that much for some reason. It can get you sometimes a little bit seasick if you're like prone to seasickness. I am prone to seasickness, but it wasn't bad. It feels like no gravity. It's a very cool sensation. So, 10 out of 10 for fun. Okay, so next up is the Rise of Icarus, which is the newest thing at Mount Olympus. and it is a massive water slide tower with a total of 5 slides, 4 on a middle platform and 1 on the tallest platform, which is America's tallest water slide. And I'm going to be reviewing the 4 on the lower platform as a whole, and then the America's Tallest as one. So starting with the 4 on the middle platform. There are 4, including the Journey, the Drop, the Voyage, and the Flight. And all of them are great. However, my favorite is the Voyage because, in my opinion, it is the smoothest, and it has a decent speed that does not hurt your back. So all of them as a whole, I'm going to give the thrill rating a 9 out of 10. It would be 10 out of 10. However, the Journey is a bit more on the tamer side. However, it is still great for younger people because it is tame enough for them. The other ones are extremely thrilling. The Drop is a bit painful, though, because you're going so fast when you reach the bottom. Just the water is just, I don't really have a word for it. It hurts your back at the bottom just because of how fast you're going. Not a big deal, though. If you do it once, it's fine, but if you do it any more than once, it's going to really hurt your back. All the other ones, the Voyage and the Flight, though, are absolutely phenomenal. Start off with a decently sized drop to get you going. Do not fling yourself down, though, otherwise you will hurt your back. I did try that because of the airtime. So do not try to fling yourself down the slides. Next up, we have Theme. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10 because the colors look amazing, but there's not really a big theme on it. The biggest theme, I'd say, is at the top with the Icarus statue. And finally, for fun, I'm going to give it a 9.5. Just because the drop can hurt your back. But it's a really fun water slide tower, does not hurt your back. Anyway, so moving on to America's Tallest Water Slide. And I'm just going to say it, this is the most painful water slide I have ever been on. The reason is, it starts off fine. For the first 10 seconds, it's perfectly fine. But then as you pick up a lot of speed, you pick up a lot of speed. It gets really, really fast. Your body is going to naturally, because of inertia, move farther banked and become closer to a 90-degree angle on the side of the slide. And the water's not flowing fast enough to get that high on the slide. So the only moisture on that part of the slide is the moisture on your back from the previous water. And it's basically feels like a 20-second long rug burn, and it hurts. So for a thrill, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 because it is a very thrilling slide.
There we go. Down the big drop. Oh, it's freezing. It's so. Woo! Wow! Oh, no, hold on. I'm gonna drop my phone. Oh! Oh! That's freezing. We're going to the other one.
Okay, next up we have the 2 tube slides on the Atlantis play feature. And the Velocity of Atlantis is basically just like your average big like kiddie play area zone, I guess you could say. But it does have 2 awesome tube slides. So I'm going to be reviewing those only. I'm not going to do the Atlantis playset feature. Okay, so we're going to be reviewing the pink and blue slide and the boomerang slide as a whole. I forgot what the name was for both of them. I prefer the boomerang slide, but the blue and pink one is great too. So for thrill, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 because the boomerang slide is extremely thrilling. However, the blue and pink one is more on the tamer side. Actually, I'm going to bump it up to an 8 out of 10. So 8 out of 10 for thrill. Next is theme. The play features theme pretty well. However, the slides are not very themed. So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10 just because we're not talking about the play feature. We're talking about the 2 slides. They're not connected. Well, they are connected, but not in the same staircase. You have to take a different staircase to get up to these 2 slides. And finally, for fun, I'm going to go 9 out of 10. The water is absolutely freezing, and that's the only reason it's not a 10 out of 10, because it is the coldest water in the entire park. I have no idea why it's so much colder than the other slides. But yeah, 9 out of 10, solid slides. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Here goes Papa, going backwards down the massive slide. One more turn.
I could feel the time.
The winner is gonna go to top Icarus.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Papa's backwards.
No!
I'm actually filming on this one for once. Whoa! Whoa! Oh! Here comes the big drop. Oh, just kidding.
I would jump.
Woo! Oh! Oh! That's a long slide.
It is.
Here we go, splash down. You're gonna get soaked. Ow, that's not bad, that's not bad. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa! Whoa! They miss me every time, that's not fair.
Okay, so next up we have Triton's Fury, Triton's Rage, and Triton's Challenge. And once again, I'm going to review these as a whole because I only have limited time for this video. Anyways, so I love these slides. Triton's Fury is my favorite. It's also Papa's favorite, which is the one that you're seeing right now. It's such a fun slide. The other ones are amazing too. However, lines can get pretty long for the raft slides, but Triton's Challenge we walked on every time. But I'm not reviewing for lion weights. So, starting off with Thrill, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 because they are sort of family slides. However, they pack a pretty good punch. Next for Theme, 2 out of 10. There's literally nothing related to theme-wise here other than the colors. And I don't know, they think that counts as a whole lot of theme. So 2 out of 10 for Theme. Finally, Fun, I gotta go 10 out of 10. I love these slides. These were like part of the OG park of Mount Olympus. These are some of the first slides there. I love it. They're so fun. Incredible slides. Great for families too, especially Triton's Rage, which is the one that you're seeing right now. My definition of Mount Olympus is they take standard water park slides and put them on steroids, because that really is what they do. These water slides, are so much more hyper than your standard family rides or mat racers. They're so much fun. So, yeah.
Alright, so we just got on a ton of water slides. Unfortunately, they would not let us use the foam inside the waterproof pouch thing. So we can only get so much, and then when they did, whenever like any heat, it will sense, and then it will like push the buttons and stuff. So it kept like stop filming because it would hit my like chest, and then it would hit the stop recording button. So we got weird videos. Sorry about that. But we're gonna go hit the theme park, see it. I don't know if we can film on those.
Alright, so now we have the theme park, and we're going to start off by reviewing the go-kart tracks, and I'm going to do them all as a whole because there are so many. So if you love go-karts, Mount Olympus is the place for you. However, These are not the best go-karts, and here's why. First, they're gas powered, and it absolutely reeks of gas in the station load area, whatever it's called. And it is bad. I don't know if it's like bad to breathe or not, but it smells really, really bad. Unless you love the smell of gasoline, which I do not. I think it's awful. So once you get onto the track, it's not as bad, but the station, it's awful. Secondly, they're extremely rough, especially on the Helios track, which is like where you go like up into, like up high. That one is extremely rough too because of the metal plates. When you're on asphalt, like on this one, it is not as bad. They're still extremely rough though. And finally, they're pretty slow. They're not the fastest go-karts. So if you're looking for fast go-karts, then Mount Olympus is not really the best place. I would really, if I worked here, I would really look into making them electric and improving the design, because the design is also pretty uncomfortable. Anyways, but reviews for Thrill, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10 because it can be kind of fun going up and down, but a lot of the tracks are flat. So 5 out of 10 for Thrill. Theme, there's not really a whole lot. It's a good setting, especially for tracks like the Underworld, which is one you're seeing right now, and Trojan Horse, because like the trees and Underworld has a beautiful lake and you go underground. But otherwise, there's not much theming at all, so I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10. And then finally, for fun, they're extremely rough. They smell really bad of gas. The seats are uncomfortable, so I'm gonna give it a 5 because they can be sort of fun sometimes, as long as you're in a good car. Because there are also some really dumb people who are just like keep ramming into you and try to pass you, and then they're really slow in front of you. So it's a weird experience. Not my favorite. So 5 out of 10 for fun. Alright, so for the final review, I'm going to do the 4 wooden roller coasters, and I'm going to do Pegasus, Cyclops, and Zeus on their own as one, and then Hades as one, or Hades 360 as one, because I feel like Pegasus and Cyclops are just, they're not the best. Zeus is great. Hades is great, but however, there are some different downsides to both coasters. But Pegasus is more of a wild mouse to me, and it's extremely rough. It hurts because the turns are too sharp. There's no banking. Cyclops can be fun, but it has a really big rattle sometimes. Zeus's layout is phenomenal, especially through the trees and stuff, because you're like about to hit the tree, and then you go right underneath it. It has some good airtime. And then Hades is incredible. However, it's just the roughest ride in the world, and it also breaks the sound barrier. I'll get into that later. Anyways, so Pegasus, Cyclops, and Zeus. For Thrill, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10, specifically because of Zeus, because Zeus is very thrilling, and the last drop on Cyclops can be really fun too. Theme, there isn't much theme other than, like, the sign for the ride. So I'm just, you know what, I'm going to give theme 0 for everything. Actually, you know what? Hades, never mind. Theme for the 3 is gonna be a 2 because it's just the sign. And then fun, I'm gonna give it a 6 because no, actually 7. Only because of Zeus. Zeus is one of the best wooden coasters I've ever ridden. I love it. The out and back layout's amazing. However, Pegasus and Cyclops are not as fun because they can be rough and not as great. Finally, Hades. My first experience at Hades was absolutely awful. I despised it. And here's why. The closer to the front you sit, the rougher it is. And we were in the 4th row, which may not seem like you're that close, but you are pretty close. Also, the left side, for some reason, is way rougher than the right side. Don't ask me why, I have absolutely no clue. But we were in the front, and I was on the left side. Awful. Also, for some reason, the sound that day in the underground tunnel, it is the loudest sound I've ever heard. And as I was getting on the ride, I heard this kid who was like 7 years old say, "That broke the sound barrier." And I don't know what the sound barrier is exactly. I'm kind of dumb. Anyway, but he was not kidding. It is the loudest, one of the loudest sounds I've ever heard. because concrete, it's made out of concrete, and concrete just bounces the sound right back to you. So, and wooden coasters are already loud, and then everyone also screaming. It literally felt like I was dying. And I don't know if they do that on purpose because it's Hades and you're like dropping into the underworld and stuff. So I don't know if they did that on purpose, but it hurt really bad. And it's also super rough, so that also hurt really bad. But it has one of the best layouts on any coaster I've ever been on. And if they just retract this ride, it'd be one of my top 10 rides in the US, which I've only ever ridden rides in the US. It'd be one of my top 10 rides, though, because it's such a great coaster. They just need to retrack it and make it smoother and maybe add some padding to the walls in the inside of the tunnel because it's super loud. We would, no joke, bought earplugs the next day because we wanted to ride it again. So we bought earplugs so it wouldn't break our ears. And then we also rode closer to the back, and that was a much better ride experience. It also runs a lot smoother in the morning, and we were right in the morning for that. Yeah, so great ride, just too rough. Okay, reviews now. For thrill, 10 out of 10. One of the most thrilling experiences I've ever had. Extremely crazy, wild. It's an ambitious layout. I'm very happy with how thrilling it is. It's just too rough. Theme, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 because the trains are themed pretty well. And then also when you dive into the Coliseum, as you can see over there, or not Coliseum, the building, right after the corkscrew, which, by the way, I forgot to mention that is, a corkscrew on a wooden coaster is insane, and you also go 90 degrees sideways. Absolutely incredible. Anyway, so 5 out of 10 for theming because the train and the Coliseum building, whatever it's called, that you dive back into. That is my favorite part of the ride, by the way. And then for fun, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 just because of how rough it is. It would be 10. It's just too rough. If they retract it, everything will be 10s, except for theme, I guess. But yeah, it's seriously, highly recommend it if you can tolerate roughness and loud noises. I would recommend buying earplugs.